Hello. Looks like we're live. Is it working yet? Yeah, it looks like, hey Crystal. Hey Kelly. You guys, this is so fun. Hey Nat. Hey guys. So excited. Hey Nico, hey Andrea. So excited to drink rosé with you today by the pool. I don't know if you can see it. I'm at my family's house right now. But I just wanted to do like a light and fun and easy live this time to go through just like a fun drink that we all like to enjoy in the spring and in the summer. And I think a lot of people don't think too much into rosé or how to pick it or, you know, complexity. We don't always judge it like that. But I'm going to go through a little bit for you. My sister says I can hear you outside. I'm going to go through a little bit for you about which rosés are my favorite and why. Which you should bring, you know, which are the best to bring to like a picnic, to a friend's house. My sister's like, I don't drink. So we'll go through that. We might have my friend Thibaut join from Australia. He works in wine and he actually worked with the family of who we're drinking. Oh, he's here. Hey, Thibaut. He helps sell their wine. So he's just going to go through with us and tell us what his favorite 5 top rosés are, which will be kind of cool for you guys to hear and know what you should buy. Hey, Jacqueline. So if we can get him to join in, we will do that. But I want to quickly go over what we went over last class. So this is our 4th class. So in the 3rd class, we actually met a winemaker. I thought that was really cool. So we met Champagne Vancy from over in Menil-sur-Oger, so one of the most amazing Grand Cru villages of the Côte de Blanc in Champagne. And she went through with us, you know, a little bit of how she biodynamically farms the vines. So that means instead of using herbicides and pesticides, she treats her vines with lavender and chamomile. Those actually can cure like things that are wrong with the vines, and she chooses to farm that way. Doing that, her roots are a lot deeper. Instead of being surface level, the vine, because it's not, you know, protected so much from pesticides and herbicides, it has to fight more. She has deeper level of roots and she has like a much more complex, interesting champagne. So that was really cool last time to talk to her and learn a little bit about it. Kelly says, bummed I missed it. I know, I'm gonna post it or send it to you, and we're gonna do one more with her where we go into more biodynamic farming, because she didn't get to go into that much. We mainly were just going over like how to find complexity in champagne, looking at those 4 main factors that we always use to judge a wine. So look at the color, look at the aroma, look at the structure, and then the 4th one that's always the most important. Hey Jessica, the last one is always, the 4th one is the overall quality. So look at what the wine is, what the finish of that wine is. So we want it to have a long finish, and that really is one of the major judging criterias that we use. Thibaut, see if you can press, there should be like a button where you can say, it asks you if you want to join. If it asks that, hit yes, or maybe I can choose you right here. Hold on, let me see. Hold on one second, guys. There you in. Let's see if it works. But before he joins, so I'm going to talk mainly today about Provence and rosés from Provence. So those are, hey Callie.
I think
hey,
I'm in.
Oh my
Hey,
God,
yeah.
awesome.
How are you? Good to see you.
Good, how are you? What's
I'm
going
very
on?
good, thanks. Well, all good. I'm in Sydney, just enjoying the beautiful weather, if I can say. It's like 25 degrees, so 85 and 90 Fahrenheit.
No way.
And just the beginning of winter, you know? What about you?
I'm good. California, the weather just got nice, which is awesome. And I'm with my family at the pool, but confinement's hard. It's like off and on, you know, one day's good, the next day.
Yeah.
I think maybe, oh, there you are. So I wanted to go through with you. So I think you said you know this family and that you helped them sell their wines.
Indeed.
Is that right?
Indeed, I know.
Yeah, tell me about
that. Well, like it's fun. Like this, it's like I saw your post. Like first, hi everyone. I guess you're all in the US. Like Chateau de Saint-Martin, so it's been owned by a family, like the de Barry family, for like centuries now. And it's a chateau which is like right in Provence, in the French Riviera, like in a tiny, tiny, tiny village. And funny enough, I saw your post and I was like, oh, I got Adeline and Rhone, who are like the two family members of this estate that came to Australia to showcase the wines with us last year, and we did a big tour for all of my customers. Just so you know, guys, I'm heading a company which is manufacturing climate control wine cellars, so little wine cabinets from 20 to 4,000 bottles, and we got a club of customers who were here to learn about wine. And I knew about Chateau de Saint-Martin, and I was like, hey guys, what if you come to Australia and we do a big tour? And so we did a rosé tour, and awesome. This winery is absolutely fantastic. Actually, I got one of their in my hand, one of their white, which is the Grand Reserve.
Oh my God, I think it's the same one. Is it the 2018 Grand Reserve? You guys need to get
your hands on it. Like it's really beautiful, and the way I love it, so like cool. I love the fact that Adeline, who is mostly the winemaker, is taking care of the vineyards like as if it was like her kids, or even more, if I can say.
No way.
She's following like the moon cycles before doing harvest. They're always in the vineyard like every winemaker, but they're really, really tiny and really artisan, if I can say so. Get the hands on it if you can. Like the rosé is just easy to drink from 8 to 8, basically.
So do Australians, like, did they have a preference? Are they into French, like Provence rosés, or do they mainly just drink Australian rosé because the price point there is so much higher? Like, what do they think?
Well, there's a wide range of French rosés. So in Australia, we get access to pretty cheap French rosés, so I can say. So on the $30 AUD mark, you can get like a pretty good wine. But Australians are used to Shiraz, so the Syrah. And in Australia, the rosés that most of the winemakers make are out of Syrah. And that in France and in Europe, it's through like some pretty strange grapes that sometimes they only have varieties that they only have, for example, in east of France. Right. But I would say Australians, because of the weather, are really keen on rosé. Really, really keen on discovering any kind of new grapes and bubbles as well. Sparkling champagne rosé is the way. So
cool. I feel like in Coogee they have all those like rosé parties, and then at
rosé all day.
And then what's that area like where you can go on that walk that you told me to go on that was like by the coast, and there's like at the end of that there's that amazing restaurant where everyone drinks rosé.
So if you ever get to Australia, it's called the Coogee Pavilion. And they do like some pretty fun session like at night, like Sundowners in Jacob's Creek, which is an Australian brand, is sponsoring with their rosé, and so it's a pretty fun place to go and watch a sunset, and it's well seasoned too.
What's that other place where you go on that awesome like hike all along the coast, then you finally end at the end that I did?
And you finish at the Watson's Bay Hotel. So you start from
Watson's Bay.
Hamilton Trail to Watson's Bay. So that's a walk inside the harbor, which is also so fantastic and perfect for sunset because the sun is setting out west. So it's great. And you finish at the Watson's Bay Hotel, which is another really good place to sip some rosé.
Yeah, that one's awesome. Yeah, I feel like everyone there is drinking rosé, eating oysters. So why don't you go through with us what your top 3 favorite rosés are and like what you usually are looking for? Like, do you lean more towards like minerality and freshness? Are you okay if it's like heavy and made from like a Sangiovese or like a Cab? Like, would you drink those type of rosé, or are those not what you like?
Well, I love every type of rosé. For me, rosé is like just an easy drink to have like at 11 to 5 p.m. Then after moving to it's almost 11, right? It's 11 in Australia. Then moving to like the heavy bold reds. But I'm quite I would say that I'm pretty French and chauvinist, as we say. So I would go for a rosé from Bordeaux, for example, to start. Because I used to live in Bordeaux from like a place called a winery called Chateau. So Chateau is right next to Sauternes in Rhone, 25 kilometers from Bordeaux. And it's a winery that's been owned before by the Roadrunner Group, Roadrunner Champagne.
Oh, cool.
And been sold 5 years after the road ownership to the winemaker. So Yannick Evenou decided to buy the winery with 12 friends, 6 Burgundian and 6 Bordelais, which is pretty strange for a winery in Bordeaux.
Yeah,
and
cool.
Basically, they do a fantastic range of reds, white, and rosé. And the rosé is 50% Cap Sauv, 50% Cabernet Franc. So especially especially the Bordeaux, yeah, pretty heavy.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely clear, fruity, super delicate wines, and goes really good with salmon. So I'll like, if you can get your hands on it, it's Chateau Rhone, Reaut, from Porto.
After we stop talking, if you type it in the little comment thing, that'd be cool, so everyone can like look it up.
Yeah, cool. It's really, really fun, and like it's fun because now, like, if I'm right, the vineyard is now owned by I think more than 500 proprietors, which are in 15 countries. So everyone is kind of adding the touch, and there are winemakers from everywhere in the world that are using, if I can say, their knowledge to increase like the quality of Chateau. So watch this space. Chateau is really good. Then if I have to go to Australia, because of course I'm in Australia and I love Australian, I'll go all the way to Beach Wharf. So for those who know, Beach Wharf is north of Melbourne. It's a bit of an ovni or an alien in wine, this area, because it's really cold out there. And it's known from a winery called Jayakonda. So Jayakonda is known for their blend of pretty unconventional wines, Roussanne, Marsanne, and Viognier. And there's a winery just next to them called Castagna. So Castagna, they're doing a fantastic Allegro Rosé, which is a rosé of Syrah, so really heavy, really bold, with like smells of dried herbs and cherry fruits on the nose, and it's to be enjoyed all year, really. And it's one of the only rosés that you can keep. Yeah, Beach Wharf, yeah. That's one of the only rosé that you can keep for a few years. Like, also you can sit on it for 6 to 8 years if you have the right.
Oh my God.
Place to store it, if not drink it quick. It's got a fantastic dry and savory finish. It's exactly the kind of rosé that
Awesome. Yeah, I've only tried, so I had a rosé here from this producer called Sean Thackeray, and they're making wine like not only in Napa but also like in the Pacific Ocean, like really close to off the coast, in a town called Billecart, which is like where everyone goes to surf, right next to where all the baby great white sharks are born, actually, by like the Farallon Islands. Like, it's over there. But this guy is like making wine in a region that's not Napa, and he's making a rosé. And he's really famous for some of the wines he makes. So I wanted to try his rosé, but his rosé was a Sangiovese. And I'm so used to like the Provence style of like fresh, light, crisp. And you try like a Sangiovese rosé, and you're kind of like, wait a second, this has so much texture to it and like heaviness, and it's just like so much sweeter. It takes a second to get used to it. But I like appreciated that it could like be that strong, and it was such a gorgeous, like deep ruby color, you know, that's so much darker than what you find in Provence.
Oh, okay, I need to get my hands on it. Okay, I'm not so familiar with American rosés. Like, I'm mostly a Pinot guy from Oregon, but absolutely.
Yeah,
and then
I'll send you this.
If I have to keep on going on rosés, I'll be cheating a bit. I'll go to a place which is really close to my heart, Champagne. So I'm from Burgundy originally, so Champagne is only like a few hours drive from where I'm from, and I'll go to a winery which is a new Champagne house that has been established like only 10 years ago, called Champagne Brimoncourt. I'm not sure if you heard of them, Brimoncourt. No. So they located in AI, and the cellar master is François Huret from Huret Frères. I'm not sure if you heard of Huret Frères. Fantastic little grower. And basically, the Champagne Rosé is non-vintage, brut, and it's, if I'm right, 35% Chardonnay, 40 Pinot, and 25 Pinot Meunier. Oh, cool. And like, if you're into like, you're going into summer, so it's like really a lot of touch of citrus, florally, really crisp, like with really a bold starts coming from the Pinot, and then after like a honey-wise finish, and it goes fantastically well for entrée, main, dessert, or just everything that
Yeah.
you're looking into. And it's like, especially I love this champagne because it's got a few chalky touch as well.
Cool.
And being from Burgundy, I really like the show coming
Yeah.
from the soil. And like really, I really strongly recommend it. So Champagne Brimoncourt. They
Okay.
do a brut, an extra brut, a blanc de blanc, which is absolutely stunning, and this rosé, which is great. I'm sure you guys can find it in the US.
Okay,
And
cool.
knowing François Huret, you know that the quality will be amazing all the
Yeah.
time. So
Well, I'll have you write all three of those because those are your
yeah,
top three rosés, which is fun for everyone to know. And if I can get my hands on them and get them, I'll be able to sell them to people. So I'll
yeah.
research and see if who I work with for an importer can get those. But that
Well,
would
I
be
can
really
get you in
awesome.
touch with a winemaker. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool.
But,
And
but
then
yeah,
Thibaut and I, we also talked about how just like classic rosé, if we're talking about champagne, is champagne Billecart Salmon. So their rosé champagne is just like classic, traditional. Everyone knows it as just like a superior and amazing rosé champagne. It's a large producer, so they're what's called a négociant, but they just do such a good job. So Kelly said, will you share these after, Sid? Yep. So,
yeah, I'll send you guys like all the names. And I think you guys can, like, Chateau, not sure you can find it in the US yet. Champagne Brimoncourt, definitely. And Castagna, probably on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Will be easier.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you. And thanks for the invite. Thanks, guys. Keep drinking. And
so I'm
looking forward to catching up with you all.
Yeah, and tell your girlfriend I say hi and that I hope she's doing good. I see her cat sometimes on Instagram. It's cutest kitty ever.
I will tell her. No problems.
Okay,
see you
cool.
guys.
All right, Thanks. Good to see you. All right, you guys, we're going to stay for a couple minutes and just go through and drink this one. So this is what we're drinking. So it is the Chateau du Saint-Martin, and it's the Grand Reserve 2018. It's Cru Classe, which means it's one of 18 of the best villages in all of Provence that has some of the best terroir or best soil. So the coolest thing about why I love Provence rosé above any other rosé is that we get this influence of the Alps, which are the mountains, which gives us the decrease in temperature at night. And then it's also the Mediterranean Sea. So we get that. Hey, Thibaut, of course. Thank you so much for coming. That was so fun. But this is what's so great about this. So it gets hot during the day, but then the Alps and the Mediterranean Sea control and keep the temperature during the day and night cool enough that you keep this freshness. And what we want to see in a rosé is we want it to be like pale in color, crisp, you know, light, easy, like refreshing, delicate. Those are the words that we're looking for. So let's pour this and taste it. So Nico taught me something the other day while opening and pouring wine. So when you're opening a bottle of wine, when you take the cork, you want to make sure you go all the way down as far as you can go inside the cork. So don't go halfway, go all the way down. At that point, you're mainly using the leverage of the cork to pull up. So make sure it's like that physics equation there. And that's what you really want to focus on when you're opening. It shouldn't be this crazy, aggressive, hard maneuver where you're putting the bottle between your legs and pulling up. It should be if the cork's in far enough and you're using leverage, that's all you need. So let's look at this. So this is a 2018 rosé. Beautiful. Do you see how like pale that color is? So pretty. So we're going to swirl a little and we're going to smell. So just like light, fresh, like peach, lychee, violet. I wanted to tell you what this is. So this is a family that they produce 200,000 bottles a year. They've been farming there almost since the Greeks have been farming there. So in Provence, wine has been made for 2,000 years. So the history is just incredible. This is a mix of Syrah, Tiburon, Sous, Grenache, and Carignan. So it's a mix of 5 different grapes. The Sous is really the one that we're going to taste the most in this. So the Sous is what's going to give us, it's really what's mainly planted in Provence. What else can I tell you? It just gives us the crispness. So let's try this. kind of has like a little bit of like sparkling effervescence almost, but it's like pineapple, lychee, like all of those like Asian tropical fruits. Yeah, pineapple, lychee, peach, but also like so crisp, so delicate, so elegant. It's just gorgeous. It's really well made, and it's so cool to be drinking a Provence that's one of these 18 Cru Classe. Can you see that? Cru Classe wines. So, I mean, that's what we're really looking for when you're looking at a rosé. So there's so many different rosés to drink, but what we're drinking is the one from Provence. What else you should know is in Provence, there's 9 different like terroirs that are all classified. So the largest is Coteau bday, and this one is Côte de Provence. So that's the second largest area of all of Provence. So those are the 3 regions that you're going to look for. So I wanted to tell you a little bit as we're drinking rosé, so how rosé is made. I'm wondering if any of you already know that answer that are on here. Like, how do we make rosé? Let's see if does anyone know that? It's actually a little bit complicated, but essentially what you need to remember is that when you have like a purple grape and a white grape, so say we have like a Pinot grape, Sonia's like, I don't. So you have like a Pinot grape and you have a Chardonnay grape. When we just gently squeeze those grapes, the juice is clear of the Chardonnay. Nico's like, I don't either. So when you gently squeeze the grape of a Pinot Noir or a Cabernet Sauvignon, right, that's a purple grape, when you break that open and gently squeeze, both of those juice is clear. So essentially a red grape or a purple grape is going to give you clear juice. The only reason we get it colored is from the skin, from the stems, from the seeds. So that's why red wine macerates in the skins, and we do those like punch overs, and we mix and we keep it in the skin for a long time. So the same thing with the rosé. The way that we're getting it to be a rose color is it's macerating with the skin. So this one only macerated for 6 hours. So skin contact, Natty said. Exactly. So skin contact, it not only gives us color. Remember the ways we're judging wine, the color, the aroma, the structure, it also gives us aroma and structure. So it depends on how long you keep it with the skins. You're going to get more aroma and you're going to get more structure. So there's a Rosé de Saignée in Champagne, in rosé champagnes, where you can keep it with the skins for so long. It's this like beautiful, like golden, like deep red. And those are cool too. They're going to be a lot stronger in taste because the skins are giving it more complexity. Whereas this one was only 6 hours. So in general for a rosé, it's like 6 to like maybe 13 hours, but not more than that. Chris says Natty gets a gold star for today's class. That's so true. Natty! No, Rocco, she's not here. Rocco thinks that you're here, which would be amazing, actually. So let's go through to a little bit. So we talked about how rosé is made. So let's talk about what we're usually looking for. So I use some of those keywords, but the reason, Kristen has a question. I'll answer in 1 second. So the reason that I like Provence rosés is what I'm always looking for is crisp, minerality, maybe a bit of salinity, and then those bright fruit tropicals like lychee, peach, pineapple, almost like we're drinking a Cabernet Sauvignon. Or sorry, not a Cabernet, not Sauvignon, but I just forgot the other name, but the white Cabernet, the Cabernet Franc? No, the other, I can't remember what it's called right now. But it's almost like we're drinking just like a light, airy, easy white. That's exactly what I want in a rosé as well. A lot of other rosés, so you'll see rosé made from Sangiovese, like Thibaut and I were talking about. You'll see it made from Cab. You'll see it made from Syrah. And this even has a little bit of Syrah in it. But the deeper, the more complex of a grape like that, you're going to get much, much more like structure, force, creaminess in our palate. And I don't love that when I drink a rosé. Rocco. So this is usually what I'm looking for. I don't really like discriminate against the others. Rock, come here. Do you want this? He's barking at the pool suite right now is what's happening. Rock, come here. Rock. So otherwise, what I wanted to tell you, hold on 1 second. All right, he just wants to bark at it apparently. Rock, come here. I'm just gonna give him some pizza, and I feel like that will make Rock look what I got, and that'll make him happy. My sister's friend cooked us the most beautiful pizza. So let's talk about quickly each of the grapes that are in this. And when we're going and shopping, he doesn't either. Wait, let me see quickly what Kristen asked. Oh my God, Macy's freaking out because Rocco's barking. So I want to tell you about the grapes that are in this because no one talks about it. It's important to know, and it also will give you an idea how to buy rosé. So this one has mainly Sous, Grenache, and Syrah. So those three grapes I love a lot for rosé. So if we're going to the store, we're about to have a picnic, we want to bring a fun rosé for friends, I would look at the back of the bottle and try and get it to have Sous or Grenache or Syrah. So if we can find those three combo, great. If we just find one of them, awesome. If you're going for a picnic and you look for a rosé and it's super, super deep in color and it says it's made of Sangiovese, think in your mind, okay, this is going to have more of a palate feel. It's going to be like velvety and have more like not as much crispness. And it's also going to have like much deeper color and more complexity. So it depends on what you're going for at that picnic. If you're having like you're bringing like a bunch of meats or like even like pate and things that could hold up to like a wine that has a lot of like structure and force like that, then I would maybe take that one. But in general, if you're just going to a light, easy picnic with light cheeses, fruit, bread, whatnot, I would take something that has Sancerre, Grenache, and Syrah in it. Hey, Kristen. Wait, so let's see what Kristen asked. Kristen asked about organic wines. What about organic wine? Is that the same idea as rosé? Oh, orange wine. Oh my God, you guys. Orange wines are the coolest. So exactly. It is a skin fermented. It's a wine that sits on and is skin fermented. So it's the same thing. I don't exactly know. That's a good question. Exactly how they differ. They're all made from a different grape. My favorite orange wine is from an island in Tuscany called Isola del Giglio. And they make a gorgeous regional grape. I'll look up for you guys what the grape's name is. It's Ansonico. And they skin ferment the Ansonico. So same type of process, totally. People are hit and miss about orange wine. It's very trendy. It's very hipster. It has very funky aromas because it's like, sorry about that. I just had a call come through that I declined. Yeah, it is. Orange wines are definitely the jam. I would love to drink one altogether. So Sonia asked, so more aroma and more structure is essentially a better, sorry, I just tried to call again. More aroma and more structure is a better rosé. I would say like the more pale in color, the more crisp, the more minerality is a better rosé. For aroma and structure, we talked about having those like white flowers and white fruit. And structure, we definitely want that like crispness. Oh my God, Natty's like, do I win a hot French boyfriend? You totally do. Thibaut has a girlfriend that is amazing. They were so sweet. I met them at a wedding in Australia and they like told me that a hike to go on the next day. They let me keep my luggage there before I flew because we were flying to Byron Bay to have like a friend moon in Byron Bay all together with like 40 of us. And they were just like the nicest couple at the wedding. They were so fun to hang out with. Let's see what else. Adrian's here. Yay. So let's go through each grape. So each grape is going to give us a character to the wine. And that's why we need that blend. And that's why the French blend. So Sancerre is mainly planted in Provence. We're not really going to see it in that many other regions. It keeps a lot of the acidity. It also is like a great base. And it gives us just like that crispness. So it gives us that finesse and that crispness. Kelly's like, next time, cute single winemakers, please. I know. Next time I'll find you one that's single because he's not. Natty's like, what's the view on orange wine in the French wine community? Too hipster or respected? Oh, I think they like it. I think it's their same view of kale. Like they think kale with like the ribs is bitter and they don't understand why we eat it because they don't think it tastes good. But oh my God, Adrian did miss the French guy or Adrian would have died. The French, I think in like the like natural wine communities think orange wine is really, really cool. I don't know like an everyday French person. Sorry, barking at the pizza now. I don't know about an everyday French person what they think about orange wine. We should have asked Thibaut that. If he's still on, I'll ask him. But so the second great variety that we're going to figure out what it adds to the blend is Grenache. So in Provence, they usually are always blending with Grenache. So Grenache is much richer. It has much more body. It's much more floral. And it even will give you like violet. So that's where in this blend we got the violet from. So that's what gives us like the amplitude or the body when we're drinking. So Sancerre, crispness, Grenache, body and richness, and then Syrah also is like crispness, and then also like a potpourri of like different perfumes, white flowers, and elegance. So that's what the French are doing. They're creating that threefold equation of how to kind of mix grapes together to make the perfect blend. The other thing for us to talk about that we touched on a little bit is that concept of terroir. So why wines from Provence or rosé from Provence taste so different than wines from like California, from rosé from California, from rosé from Australia. And that reason is like soil, topography, where the vineyard's planted, what the earth is made up of. So in Provence, we have a ton of limestone. So that limestone gives us like that chalkiness that Thibaut was talking about. So that chalkiness translates to like minerality. When we smell almost toasted bread, we don't usually smell that as much in rosé, but we can smell a little bit of minerality. And Provence, like I was saying before, it's that mixture of the equation of the Alps with the Mediterranean. I don't know about you guys, but I would personally love to either be at the Alps or the Mediterranean right now. And I feel like the group of us that's on this right now would gladly do that and just like jump on a plane right now if we could. So we can just pretend to be there right now. Rocco, come here. Sorry, it's the worst. So what else? So you get the cooling from the sea. You get really sunny days. You get limestone soil. You get a little bit of clay, a little bit of stone. You get high elevation. You get nights that are cold to keep that freshness. And then you also get stainless steel. So we're not using oak with something that's so delicate as Sancerre and Grenache to take away too much of that flavor. So that's just kind of that like perfect combination. What else can I tell you? I would say that my three favorite rosés are anything from Provence. So if you can get a Provence that's cru Classe like this, or from one of those like 18 villages, awesome. My other second favorite rosé is a champagne called Champagne Timothy Strobel. Love that. Incredible. And then my third, I guess Billecart Salmon or Ruinart Rose. Oh my God, Ruinart Rose, the most beautiful bottle shape, so pretty. Jacqueline said, have you ever had a Zinfandel Rose? I think I have. I don't know exactly my opinion on that. I feel like Zins are so fun because they're so light and spicy. I've seen those as a rosé. I'm just like partial to Provence because of that, the Alps and the sea and the temperature at night and the crispness. I really, really want that crispness. And I think with Zin, you might like lack that crispness a little bit. So that's the only thing that kind of like irks me a little bit. Natty says, week in Provence when quarantine lifts. Oh my God. So I forgot this wine producer. So it's called Chateau du Saint-Martin. They actually have a castle that's a bed and breakfast. It's on their property. It's beautiful. So we could all go there and stay at the Chateau. What else did Sonia say? Is this rosé the one you sent me? I think it might be. I need to double check. But yeah, Sonia just ordered 6 bottles. Awesome. Like the Chablis, a Sancerre, a Rosé, a Barolo from Piedmonte. But we should all be drinking this in quarantine now. I still do believe we should be having wine with lunch and taking a nap after lunch. I haven't been doing it that often, but I did it in the beginning of quarantine and I would love to start again. But that's mainly what I wanted you guys to learn from this. Like, why is Provence Rosé so popular? What is it about it, right? So what are the grapes that are in it? And what are we really, really looking for? So these shouldn't cost more than like $25 a bottle. They're not expensive. Sorry, I got paused for a second. Oh my God. Nat's Googling flights. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I was talking with Nico, like flights right now, I think are the perfect time to buy. I mean, we're not going to get our money back if we can't go, but we'll at least get a credit. And I know that flights are going to be more inexpensive than if we wait. So I don't know. Kristen said, yes, please, to wine at lunch and siesta. Just like way to calm the whole body down, slow it all down. Kelly's like, need some rosé right now. It's 85 up here. I know. I think it's 70 here. My mom put so much water in the pool. It's almost about to overflow. But any other questions? That was pretty much all I had for you guys. I just wanted to go through a fun, easy class on rosé. Next time, we're going to talk about varietals. So we're going to taste one wine, a Syrah from California, 3 separate years of it, and talk about like what happened in that year. What was the rain? How hot was the summer? What did aging look like? Like, how does that year really affect the quality of the wine? And then we're going to taste 3 of those and see how we can taste the year. So we can look up and I can tell you guys like what were amazing years in Napa that we should be drinking, what were amazing years in Bordeaux that everyone speaks about as being like the best of the best. So those are fun things to know and to kind of like keep in a little note folder in your phone. Like, oh, I want to buy a 2011. I don't want to buy a 2012. Like there wasn't as much. It was too hot of a summer. It lacked some of that acidity and then lacked some of that structure in the wine. So I'm not going to buy a 2012. So little things like that that we'll learn next time when we're going through varietals. Kelly said, need the airlines to stay in business. That is very true. Sonia said, how do you rate your California rosé? You mean, how do I rate this rosé from Provence? This one I really, really like. It's so light and easy. It's a lot more floral than what I usually drink. I want like Mediterranean salinity. Like I want to drink this with oysters and like taste, you know, the ocean or the sea. So I missed that a little bit in this one, but I love how floral it is. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like lychee and pineapple like make me excited about life, really. But that's it, guys. That's all I got. Anyone have anything for me? Anyone want to like join in quickly and say hi? Sorry, Rocco's the worst. We have pizza. It's my nephew's birthday, and I'm making Korean short ribs and rice. And we're going for like a late night swim together. And then we're going to play basketball and watch a show. We're maybe making a cake together, one of those like old fashioned chocolate cakes. I'm really lazy though, so I would prefer to go up the street and buy one. So we're deciding if we're doing that or not. Rocco wants camera time. I know. Let's see. Can I get him on camera? Rocco, can you say hi to everybody? I'm feeding him pizza because he's the worst right now. But yeah, Korean short ribs. I don't know if you guys have made them. Oh, Adrian, you're so sweet. I know. It's very nice to be by the pool, even though I still miss like friends and social interaction, but definitely feel very lucky to be by a pool. It's not heated and it's very cold, but I'm definitely jumping in a little bit. But you guys have a nice night. Nat, Chris, Sonia, Adrian, Kelly, Jacqueline, everyone that was on, Nico, thank you so much for joining. I loved seeing you guys virtually. I miss you all. And I'm glad we could just talk about rosé. So let's drink it together next time we're together, or let's go to Provence and stay in this castle from Chateau de Saint-Martin. So this is the one. If you guys want it, I can ship it to you. I just started carrying it. Okay, thank you. Good to see you guys. I'll see you next Thursday at 6. Woohoo! Love you. Okay, bye. Thank you. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks, Kristen. I'm glad you could join. Thanks, Sonia. Thanks, Nat. Woo, Adrian's in. We're planning a trip. All right, guys. Thanks. Bye.